Lobbying's top 50 pour $540 million into influence campaigns. The top 50 lobbying spenders in Washington, hailing almost exclusively from corporate America, spent more than $540 million on influence campaigns last year. I thought it was just Russia. I thought Russia made Facebook ads, and that's why we were all brainwashed. I used to think I supported single-payer healthcare since I was 19 years old, and I learned about the damn concept and said, yes, this is what we ought to be doing because every other freaking industrialized nation does it. So I wanted to support candidates that also supported single-payer healthcare, which is why I supported Dennis Kucinich in the '08 primary and thought that Obama was going to be a moderate at best disappointment, which he ended up being for 8 freaking years. So then I thought, I'm not going to take this centrist bullshit anymore. So I supported Bernie Sanders. I thought that was just how I thought, and that's why I did it. It turns out Russia was brainwashing me. They also brainwashed me into thinking that there were actual water protectors in DAPL. Turns out they were just Russian spies. Same with Black Lives Matter, right? I thought it was just Russia bought Facebook ads. All right. By the way, all that stuff that I sarcastically mentioned has been said. There have been people that said that DAPL was a Russia thing. That the people that were protecting their water, that got their heads cracked in, that were pummeled with freezing cold water, that were basically tortured by hired thugs. That's what those contractors were. They were hired goons to brutalize peaceful protesters. There have been people on the quote-unquote left, the Starbucks conservatives, and that's what they are. They are Starbucks conservatives or cappuccino conservatives, or corporate apologists that have said that was all just Russia propaganda. Same with Black Lives Matter. Because racist police brutality against black people, that's not really a thing. Russians hypnotized you into thinking that was a thing. They've been staging it for years. They faked Rodney King. I mean, how fucking the nerve of people to. It's disgusting. Jackson Facts. I thought DAPL was Susan Sarandon's fault. Yes, it is all. Good call. But Russia hired her too, so it's all connected. The top 50 lobbying spenders in Washington, hailing almost exclusively from corporate America, spent more than $540 million on influence campaigns. Oh, so I guess what I'm getting at is maybe our problem is that corporations have unlimited control over our political process, and they buy our politicians. Jesse says Susan Sarandon did the Time War for Putin. All right, the total represents almost a quarter of the $3.34 billion that was spent on overall lobbying, a modest increase over the amount the top 50 organizations spent in 2016. Groups representing big business, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Josh Halleman, here we go. Josh Halleman of MSNBC posed that Nunes could be Russian agents. Well, we covered a thing. Yeah, so Kimmy points that out. Yeah, yesterday we covered a thing on the FBI where it's just like, it's just xenophobic, nationalistic, paranoid ranting at this point. So anyway, Google last year surpassed Boeing and AT&T to become the top corporate spender on lobbying efforts in Washington. The internet giant spent more than $18 million, an 18% increase over 2016. Facebook spending increased by 32%, while Amazon's jumped by 14%. The growing dominance of Silicon Valley in the lobbying sphere is a shift from the early years of the Obama administration, when defense contractors, energy and healthcare companies, and industry groups were the biggest spenders. So we're getting diversity. We're getting diversity in the corporate purchasing of our politicians. We have variety now. That's democracy in the United States. That's what we mean when we say democracy. And everybody gets a chance. We have a diversity of predatory capitalists. That's good. That's good. That said, healthcare groups remain steady in the higher echelon of spenders on advocacy last year, with the Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America, PhRMA. By the way, they just gave Joe Kennedy his big check. Blue Cross Blue Shield, the American Hospital Association, and the American Medical Association, all making the top 10. So there we go. That's who bought your government, guys. That's who owns our representatives, and they all own the same people. Hey guys, thanks for watching. That was a clip from Get Your News On with Ron, the world's first viewer-curated streaming news show. What does that mean? That means I log on to a stream and people tweet me articles over on Twitter at Ron Placone, or they use our Reddit subsection, which is just Get Your News On with Ron over on Reddit. And that's how we build the show. I'm seeing all these articles for the first time. We are literally getting our news on together. Follow me on Twitter at Ron Placone so you can participate. And this show streams live every Tuesday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please do tune in. If you want to support this show, you can do so over on patreon.com/Ron Placone, where for as low as $1 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts every week, exclusive videos, free tickets to shows when I'm performing in your town, and more for as low as $1 a month. Please do consider it. Thank you so much for your support. This has been Get Your News On with Ron.